Hello,
Y-
am I
yes, sir.
visible?
No, sir, you are not.
I think I need to change the lens of this. Wait, I'll be back. Yes,
Yes.
I can fix it. By the time you can share your screen, I will change the setting. Okay, we'll start with you. Just give me a second.
So, can I start?
Okay, you can start. I am actually on my desktop and I'm using external camera. I think this is not working. You can start with this one.
Yes, sir.
Are you from
Uh,
which group?
so Python programming.
And digital marketing, is it from the Python group?
Yes, sir. In the YouTube playlist that was provided, there were tools like digit. I will give presentation on digital marketing tool, SMTP email tool, and website automation login tool.
Digital marketing tool. Okay, is it domain, right? You're from your domain. Then you can start.
Okay. Yes, sir. Good morning, sir, and one and all present here. I'm Devansh Singh from Python Developer Group, and this is my presentation regarding the digital marketing tool that I have built. Yes, this is the presentation regarding digital marketing tool. So, first of all, we need to understand what is a digital marketing tool before building it. So the term digital marketing refers to the use of digital channels to market product and services to the consumer. This type of marketing tool involves the use of website, mobile devices, social media, search engines, and other similar channels. Digital marketing involve uh, involves some of the same principle as traditional marketing, and it is often considered as an additional way for companies to approach consumers and understand their behavior. So the advantages of digital marketing tool were that global reach because we make targeted ads by using the user can make a targeted ad by using digital marketing tool and can get the relevant information by using this tool, and then personalize ads similar as targeted ads. Like we can personalize the ads according to the people's need, that what are their needs and how to grab their attention. And lastly, targeted strategies for uh, for different groups for different people in different regions. There we can construct targeted strategies so that the product it attracts more and more attention to it. So the libraries for this tool were request library. By this, the program sends its STPP request to the internet. The Panda library is used for plotting to display the data in form of tables, and JSON library is used for transmission so that machine can understand what is receiving. And lastly, the most important tool is in that is the custom search Google API tool. By this API tool, we can custom search what is our user can search the relevant information according to the keywords entered. Like in this slide, I will show you an output. Like here, I have entered olive oil. So now it is showing the what people are searching and what on Google, and how we can construct a ad about it. Like does olive oil darken hair, or is olive oil made from the fresh or stone, like this? And as soon as I one more query I have entered similarly, like here you can see organic volleyball I have entered. So the questions are changed. So by this, the user who is using this tool can see can understand the public behavior and crowd behavior and can made ads and strategies according to it. So uh, for this presentation, that will be all from my side. Thank you, sir. Sir, can I show the next presentation?
Wait, can you go back?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you need to add the conclusion properly. Okay. See, this will be considered as your demo. Okay. Because
But
you are showing the output, or you have
yes.
another live demo for it.
Pardon, sir.
Do you have any live demonstration?
Sir, live. I have a live demonstration, but it will take time. Means it will means it's in my Google Colab. If you want, I can show you.
Okay, then we will consider this output as a demonstration. Okay, not an issue. Okay, so you need to, for this, you should have added a conclusion. Like you started really good with what is digital marketing, why it is important. Story was nicely built up. Okay, and your explanation was also good. You explained it clearly. But work on your flow, I would say. Okay, because when you have topics like digital marketing, there are these are the topics that people want to watch or people want to learn about. Okay, so it is important that you build a flow on it. Your PPT, I would say it was good, but there are some things missing, like proper Q&A slide is not there, and proper contact is not there. See, every time when you have a thank you slide, it is really important that you include your email or GitHub link at the end. Okay, so that your viewers can contact you if they have any question regarding it. Okay, and
Yes,
it is
yes.
also important to add reference slides. So what I would say is, if you don't have these things in your other slides, okay. So I will take these people's presentation. By the time, please add these things, okay, because you will lose marks unnecessarily
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. I
because
will
they
add
are
it.
simply just slides to, like, one or two line of two line you need to add in all the slides. Okay.
Oh,
And we
yes,
have
sir. Sure, I
multiple,
will add it, sir.
yeah. Okay, so do that and we'll have your presentation again. By the time we will take other people's presentation. Okay.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, then please do that. Then Mopidevi Ghana Sundar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Uh,
very good morning.
sharing the screen. So, is my screen visible now?
Yeah.
So, good evening, sir. This is Mopidevi Gnana. I'm from March 1st batch. So, I'm giving web developer batch on March 1st. So, I'm giving my presentation on functions, scopes, and closures in JavaScript. So, what is a function? Function is one of the fundamental building blocks in JavaScript, which is a block of code designed to perform a particular task, where we'll use some input and based on some relationship, it will give an output. So, for example, here you can see there is a function, my function, where I have given some parameters a comma b, and I am doing some operations on it and giving it and returning in some output. So, in this way, we can call this as a function. So, this is my function is here an example for the creating a function. Next, what is a scope? A scope in JavaScript defines what variables you have access to. And there are two kinds of scopes. First one is the global and local scopes. So I'll give an example for each and show the differences. So here you can see I have created a constant hello outside the function as a global where you can use it anywhere in the code. So here hello can be out printed inside the function and as well as the outside the function. But here you can see I have created the hello inside and say hello function. So here we can use this hello function inside it, hello variable inside the function, but we cannot use it outside the function. It will give an error. So uh, the scope of your variables will vary for everything. Like it can be a global, which can be used everywhere, or a local, which is used inside a function or a block. And next is the closures. So when we create a function inside another function, we are creating a closure where this inner function is called a closure, and we can use the variables of the outer function inside the inner function. So for clarity, I will give an example here. Yes, you can see I have created an inner function inside an outer function. So here outer is a variable which is defined inside the outer function, but it can also be used here in the inner function. So this is called a closure. Now I will explain a project which I have used using these concepts. So I have created an website for game called Tic-Tac-Toe, which is a traditional 3x3 game where people take turns to keep X and O inside. So in this, I will always try. I'll check. I will always check whether any of the player is making an diagonal, horizontal, or a vertical same type of them. Then I will give an win for them, or else I will give an loss to others. So I will show an example, demonstrate how it works. So here you can see this is the basic tic-tac-toe 3x3 diagonals. So first of all, if you suppose it's an X turn, it's here I am kept. And then next, if you keep O, somewhere else X has kept here and O has kept here. And if you can see X, so it is happening diagonally. So if it has absence like that, we'll give X as a winner. So in this project, I have created a function where I will always check if there is any winning combination for either the X or the O for win the game. So I will always check if there is any vertical or any horizontal or any diagonals which have the same type of materials like all X or all O. So I'll check if there are any, and if there is any, I will output that as a winner. And I have added an extra button as the restart button. So in this way, I have used these concepts and created a game using the functions, scopes, and closure. If there are any questions, I'm up for it. Thank you.
Okay, go back 2 slides.
My project of closures.
Okay. See, you need to add a proper conclusion. See, okay. So
Okay. Like what I have explained.
See, what is a conclusion? Okay, what do you understand by conclusion? Can you tell me?
Like what I have understood by doing this project and what I have understood in this whole process.
Yes and no. The thing is, when you are saying a conclusion, okay, so you need to tell us how the functions and what you have understood plus why they are important, or just give simple definition on function like these are the function that we have seen. Other than that, that's it for conclusion. Like one slide is enough. Okay, just simple one liners or what we have went through like in a project, like what was the main importance of it in your project. Okay, you only need to explain that part in the conclusion, and you need to provide proper references. Okay, and other than that, see, story wise it was not good, because I would say, see, when you are doing the presentation, it always try to start with somewhere, so that when your audience is listening to you, they will expect something from you. Okay, like suppose if I have a function and I'm starting, so in a computer science you should know that everything is a box, and there is input, it goes in a box, something happen, and output, you get output. Okay, and that is function. You have parameters, something happens inside function, curly braces, and then you return something or you get output. Okay, so try with that, like why functions are important, why we actually need the functions, why is always a good thing to build a story. If you want to build a story, you can always start with why. Okay,
Yes.
and then to continue the story, you can always go to how. Okay, so start with why, go to how, and then go to conclusion.
Yes.
Because, okay, that way you can always build a good story.
Yes.
If you had started why function, why closure, why scopes are actually important, okay, then your viewers will actually listen to you what they're saying, because we already know what are function, closures, and scopes.
Oh,
Okay, everyone knows that, we have all studies in their college. So tell them something that they don't know, that
sure.
will build a good story. So work on that part. Other than that, your explanation was good, and also your demo was also okay, but work on the demo part. See, when you have a demo, and you are from a web developer group, then always start with what elements you have used. Okay, so build a TikTok element. What are the? Can you open your TikTok? Sorry, Tic Tac Toe game
Uh,
screen.
Code or just
Yeah,
this?
this. See, there are many elements I can see. There should be a title that is tic tac toe, that the heading type. Okay, and then there is a box. There is action zero, player access one, and then restart
As
game. There are a lot of elements that you can explain to me right now at this screen. Okay, start
as
with that, and then say when you click on the box, it prints X, right? Say
uh,
how it is actually doing that. Okay,
uh,
and then go to how the game is evaluated, what are the actually use of the function that you have used,
uh,
and then go to conclusion, that is when how the player x has won is printed on the screen. Okay, what is the logic behind that? You don't even need to open the code to do that. Okay, you can simply explain it here, and this is the best way to explain. Okay, then people will actually know how you have created the project. And if you just go to the code, then many people will think that you must have seen the code from somewhere or something. Okay, so these are the things that you can use to improve your presentation skills. Other than that, I would say for being your first presentation, I believe
no,
it was,
sir. I
yeah,
have given already two other presentations on Monday.
two other presentations.
As a task 2 and 3. Uh,
Can you tell
Data
me the
types.
name?
Mopidevi Gnana Sundar.
Okay, date, do you remember?
17th, sir. On 17th, I have given other task to my task to
Okay, 17.
uh,
Timing,
7 o'clock. 7:30.
I believe we have you given to Akash.
Yes.
Okay, 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 no issues. Okay, so this was your third presentation, right?
Yes, sir. My
How many
fourth
more
task.
you have remaining?
I have another one. Doctor appointment.
Okay, then you can start with that one also.
Uh, Sir,
And
can I
when
give?
you have a PDF, see there should be a present button somewhere in the browser. Yeah,
Uh,
please start with that.
so this is my presentation on Doctor Search website. So let's go. What is a Doctor Search website? So if we want to search for a doctor near you and you want to know how much experience he have or in which department he is specialist, so this type of website will help you to search for a person who is near you for searching a doctor. Like if you want to search in a neurosurgeon in your area, like in Delhi, you can use this website to search for the doctor. And why do we need such a website? So if you want to know any doctor, if you want to book an appointment in this time, it will be very difficult to book an appointment. Like you need to go to the doctor area and we need to know if he's available at what time. And it will take so much time and it will take so much hassle. But if we have a website where we can directly search for a doctors near you and we can uh, book an appointment, it will be quite easy. So in that way, this doctor search website will be helpful for us. So task. Now, how did I design? How did I do this website? So initially, I have used an Figma to design how the website should look like, and then I have used Lokify.ai to convert how I designed the website into an HTML CSS code. And after converting this into a code, I have used an web hosting app to host this website. And then I have used PHP as a backend and MySQL for the database. And in MySQL database, I have created an tables to store the info of the doctors we have, like what is the doctor's name, where he lives, in what his expertise, and how much experience he have. In that way, I have stored an doctor's info, and then I have used an jQueries to uh, know the doctor's info which I required. So and I can get the output in such a way that I require. Like I will give a demo on how the website is. So here you can see. Here you can see this is a website I that I created. So here you can see in this website I can give the doctor's name and where he doctor, not the doctor's name, but the doctor's category in which you want to know, and where he lives. So if I want to know in neurosurgeon in Delhi, I can click for it. So here you can see when I click for a neurosurgeon in Delhi, I have gotten Dr. Shekhar with a 10 years of experience in Delhi. So in this way, this website will help us to get the doctors near you in an easy and convenient way when compared to the other way of going to the doctor and booking an appointment. So this is how I have created a website. So here you can see they first of all, I have created a database to store the info of these doctors, like the doctor, what is his name, what is his experience, in where he is a specialist, in where he lives. So I have created a website database to store his info. Then when I use this click button, I have created a search query to search the doctor in New Delhi with a specialty in neurosurgery. And when I got the results, I had tried to push them in this website in such a way so they are visible. So here you can see this is one of the way I have posted this uh, info of him. So in that way, but in that way, I created the doctor search website to for the better help for us to create the website. If you have any questions, thank you. Here you can contact.
Yeah. Okay. See, this one story voice was much better than previous one. Okay, but it could have been more improved. Okay. See, you have explained everything like why jQuery is in and everything. But again, as I said, for the demo, there were a lot of elements that you could have explained. Can you open the demo?
Yes, sir.
See, when you are giving a demo, so you can explain all of your process here. So you can say that I say if I want to give a demo, then I can say that this is the demonstration for the project I have built. I have used Figma tool to design the project, and for the design, you can see I have used the most trending designs that are popular right now. That is a hero section, a navigation bar, and if you scroll down, there will be other parts. Okay, for the hero section, I have an image at the right side and the small form at the left side. This form needs to be filled if someone would like to get recommendation on the doctor. So first, we have two elements. First takes the input for the type of doctor, other takes the input for the area, and then we have a button. So when we enter the input, the button works. We have a jQuery code that checks the if there is any input in the input section, takes that input, send it into the backend code that is made with PHP and host it on a 00 website, and also connected with a MySQL database. So when you click on a button, it sends the your form input and retrieves the output. And below the hero section, I have this div, and in the div, the data is outputted or printed. See, that's it. You only need to tell this much, and that's will be like your entire process is explained right here. So try doing it this way. Okay. See, when you have done a task, tell us that you have given your everything, and if you are not able to explain it, all the hard work that you have put in, it will become meaningless because no one will know how hard you have worked on it. Okay, so work on your demonstration part, I would say, for this one. And other than that, it was okay. You explained it really well, although it could have been more in depth, like I explained right now. Okay.
Yes. In demo purpose.
Yeah.
I will keep in mind.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, can I know if there are any pending presentations for me? Like I have given all my 4 tasks.
How many tasks have you done?
4 tasks I have done for doing my 5th task.
Yeah, then even if it is scheduled, if all of your presentation are done, then the other will be removed by itself. Okay, automatically it will be removed because
Sir,
the scheduled presentation must be from a different domain. You don't need to do those tasks, and other than that, there may be some duplicate records. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that.
okay. So I have given my 4 pending presentations.
Yeah, wait, I will just check again.
Yes.
Okay, so it is doctor search and function closure. Yeah, that's it. Others are processed already. You don't have anything else. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you for presentation. We'll move on to Chella Saketh Verma.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can.
Yes, I'm sharing my screen now.
Yeah, please.
Sir, is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. And good morning, everyone. And I'm Chella Saketh Verma from Full Stack Web Development Group from 16 January batch. And I am here to give 3 pending presentations. And the first one is Introduction to JavaScript and its core principles. And introduction. And if you look at JavaScript, is actually a popular scripting language which is used for web development. We can use it to create some interactive web pages and dynamic user interfaces. And JavaScript is often used in conjunction with the HTML and CSS to create some interactive web pages. And JavaScript has a large active developer community, which means that there are many resources and tools that are available for learning and working with this language. And next, if we look at the core principles, and JavaScript uses we can use variables to store the data values in JavaScript, and we can use the keywords like where, let, and or const and const to declare the variables. And if we look at the syntax, and we actually have used let to define to declare a variable called length, and the length is we can see length is equal to 16 and weight is equal to 7.5. This is one kind to declare the variables. And the next JavaScript supports several data types such as strings, numbers, booleans, arrays, and also objects. And next, JavaScript also supports various operators such as arithmetic operators, comparison operators, logical, conditional, type, and assignment operators. And we can use these operators to perform mathematical operations, and we can compare values and assign values to variables. And next, if you look at the functions, and these are reusable blocks of code for performing special tasks. And JavaScript supports both predefined and user-defined functions. And if you look at the syntax, we can see that we can name any function name and use some parameters as we wish. And inside that, we can also use the code that to be executed. And next, conditional statements. We can use conditional statements to execute different code blocks based on the certain conditions that we need. And if you look at the syntax, we can see that if condition, if this condition is true, and we can also in this code this code will be executed. And if this condition is not true, and we can use the else, so that the other code will be executed, block of code will be executed. And next, if we and JavaScript will support the if-else statements, which statements, and also and if we look next, we look at to the loops. And loops are basically used to execute a set of statements, and that are repeated until a specific condition is met. And for the syntax, if you look at we have defined that this is the syntax for if the expression 1, expression 2, expression 3, we will like that we will look for I is equal to 0. For example, if we look at for I equal to 0, and we will extend it or we will reduce that, and then we can also we can execute the code And for the conclusion, JavaScript, these fundamentals are very much important to know how the language works, and we can utilize this language. And by using these concepts, we can able to produce more effective, efficient, and maintainable code. And by understanding these core concepts of the JavaScript, we can able to develop web applications that are both functional and engaging for the users. And this is my task 1, sir, task 3, sir. And these are the references. And the first one is the reference for GitHub link for the project I have done, which is a to-do list. And these two are the references which I have learned about the basic core principles of the JavaScript. And thank you. And any questions? And I have mentioned my contact email ID, and you can contact me there. Sir, my task is completed and the presentation is completed, and I have other tasks. If needed, I can.
Okay, I don't think there is any need for demo, right?
Sir, there is a demo. I will actually show it.
Yeah, then show the demo.
So this is the to-do list I have made, and this will be helpful as to basically if we have any works to do daily, and we can able to remember with this. And for suppose I will mention something like I have something to study today, and I can add it. And after that, I will after the study, I have to do the assignment. I can able to add it to my list. And after that, if I have completed my study, I can able to delete it. And if I completed my assignment, I can able to delete it. And I can also able to do multiple. I can able to add multiple lists that I wanted to add to this to-do list, which will able to manage my daily work effectively, sir. This is where I can able to type my list, and I can have used this button, add button, to add it into the list, as we have seen earlier. And this is my presentation for the task 1, sir.
Okay. See, work on your flow. Okay. You need more practice on the explanation part. Other than that, it was fine. You explained all the concept well, but work on your flow. Okay, and work on the story. And as I said previously, it is always good to start with why. It is a best question is the best way to form a story. Okay, so work on that.
Okay.
So try to explain more work on your flow for the next task. Okay, when you are explaining it, see, for the demo you can always explain the elements, what they do and how they do. Okay, it will be enough.
Okay.
So now start with your second presentation.
Okay, sir. And today my second presentation is about data types, variables, and operators in the JavaScript. And introduction. We know that the JavaScript is a programming language that is basically used in web development, and this language is used to develop dynamic and interactive web pages. And the significance of data types, variables, and operators we will discuss in this slide. And first, if we look at the data types in JavaScript refers to different kinds of values that can be stored and manipulated in a program. Data types has several built-in. JavaScript has several built-in data types, and some of them are numbers, strings, booleans, and null, undefined objects, and the different types of values that can be saved and changed within a program are referred to as data types in JavaScript. And developers can design more effective and efficient code by have understanding of the data types very well. And next, if we look at the variables, and we can we can store values in a program with the help of variables, and we can in the JavaScript we can use var, let, and const keywords to store the declare some variables. And here example we can see we have used var to declare some 18 to some variable x, and we have used let to declare hi to some variable y, and we have used const to declare some variable 17 to z. And here if you look at it, we can use the var variable to declare a variable that can be reassigned, and let keyword is used to declare a variable that can be reassigned but is block scoped. And next we can use a const keyword to declare variable that cannot be reassigned, but it is also a block scoped one. And next, if you look at the operators, and to manipulate some values and variables in JavaScript, we use the operators, and this includes operators for mathematics and comparison, reasoning, and as well as assignment. And JavaScript basically has several types of operators, and if we look at some of them, arithmetic operators in which we can see that addition, subtraction, multiplication, such as they are the examples of arithmetic operators. And for the comparison operators, we can see and, not, mod symbols. And for the assignment operators, we can see equals to, and so, and there are many. And if you look at the example, we have like declared some variable x equal to 5 and y equal to 8, and we have like used the operators multiplication x multiplied by y, so we can get the output as 40, and we have used the x plus y operator, and we can get output as 13 because 5 plus 8 is 13, if you know. And for the conclusion, if you look, data types, variables, and operators are basically fundamental concepts in JavaScript, and we need to understand this concept is essentially for writing effective and efficient codes, and it is actually essential to comprehend the fundamental JavaScript principles of data types, variables, and operators. And data may be dynamically altered with the use of variables, which operators can be used to manipulate both the values and variables. And this is my conclusion. And these are my references, and this is the GitHub link. This is the GitHub link for the project, for the calculator task I have done. And these are the reference link that for the data types, and this is for the variables, and this is for the operators. And thank you, sir. And this is the calculator I have done, and I have used numbers from 1 to 9 in this, and I also used several operators such as plus, minus, multiplication, division, and the percentage symbol. And if you and I can also delete some if I needed something to delete, and I can also delete with this. This is basically a simple calculator that we basically find, and first we can see that 17 minus 15. If we click on the equal symbol, we can get the result, and we can also use it for the plus operator, and we can see 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. And look at 5 into 5, we can also get as 25. And this is the project I have done under the data types and operator task.
Okay. You have another presentation?
And thank you for that. And yes, sir. So I have another presentation, sir.
You have one more, right?
Hello, sir. Yes, sir.
Please move on to that one.
It is a control structures in JavaScript. So shall I explain it now?
Yes.
And my third task for today is control structure in JavaScript. And in this task, we will discuss about introduction to the loops in JavaScript and understanding conditional statements in the JavaScript and understanding the switch statements in the JavaScript. The control structures are enable programmers to regulate the execution of their code in response to circumstances. The control structures are essential part of any programming language basically, and also include JavaScript. They will allow developers to control the flow of execution within the code. And JavaScript primarily uses loops, conditional statements, and switch statements as its control structures. And if you look at the loops, loop statements are used to execute a block of code repeatedly. And if you look at the for loop is mentioned here, and here we have declared an array of 1, 2, 3, and here it is in the for loop it is later first I have declared as I equal to 0. If I is less than the length of the array increased, and it will console the array of 0 element, and if it is if I is equal to 0, we will get the 1 as the output, and if I is equal to 1, we will get 2, and so on. And for the conditional statements, it is used to make different decisions based on the different conditions that are provided, and it is depending on whether a condition is true or false. Separate blocks of codes are executed using if or else statements. And if you look at the if statements, and here is it declared a number 17, and if the number is greater than 0, it will console that the number is a positive, and else it will console that the number is negative. So here we can see the number is 17 and it is greater than 0, so we will get the output as the number is positive. And next, the switch statements. It is used to evaluate an expression and evaluate different blocks of code. It is can be used for good alternative for the if statements. And like here it is declared that a variable animal is tiger, and here we can use the switch animal. It is we have used the switch case, and here the case is the tiger, and it is consoled as animal is tiger, and then it will break. And next it will here declare that next in the case we have seen that it has a D, and the console as animal is D break, and we have actually declared the animal as tiger, so we will get the output as an animal is tiger. And this is the conclusion. In conclusion, loops, conditional statements, and switch statements are actually the essential constructs, and control structures are crucial in JavaScript programming, as they will allow the developers to write efficient codes and maintain them. By using these structures, the developers can ensure that their code behaves as accepted. And these are the differences for the. This is the difference for the GitHub link for the number game I have done for this task, and these are the references for the if else and for the loop while. And this is the number game I have done, and here we can able to guess the numbers 1 to 100, and if the number that we are guessed is close to the number that is generated randomly, and we can see your guess is high, and if we guess the number that is far away from the number that is generated, and it will show your guess is low, and if we guess the exact number, and it will show that our guess is right, and here it will show us the number of guesses that we have done, and and it will also show the guess numbers. And first, if we look at the guess number 4, and your guess is too low, because my guess is much farther than the number randomly generated. And for instance, I will guess number 100. And here it is showing the guess is too high. That means I am actually nearer to the number that is generated randomly. And this is my demo. And thank you, sir. And any questions? Sir?
I hope you are done with this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so overall, I would say work on your explanation part. When you were, as I said, when you are explaining a demo, try to explain all the elements, and while you are giving a demo, try to explain the logic behind it. Okay, that will be
Okay,
much better. Okay, so work on that part. Other than that, it was okay. Okay, and try to build a story on
Okay,
this.
sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. So you have any other
Sir, can
presentations?
you? Sir, actually, I have completed with my pending presentations. I have completed my 5 tasks, and I am clear the private presentation so far.
Okay, so
And can you look at is there any presentations are left by
you
mistake
have
if I
given
forgot?
presentation for core principle, data type, and control today, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what are the other presentation have you given?
Sir, I have given doctor's web page, sir, and the second one is SRS document
When did you give
to
it?
Akash, sir.
Okay,
To Akash, sir, on 17th.
okay, no issue. Wait, I'll check. Okay, so yeah, all your presentation are done now.
Okay, sir.
You have received one more task, I believe, overview of project site access.
Yes, sir, I have received it.
Okay, so you can complete that. And
Sir, actually,
yeah,
yes,
is
sir,
it
but
stock market?
this week I'm, yes, sir, based on stock market, sir. I have
Okay.
received a new task.
Okay.
Sir, I want to tell something that I'm actually not feeling well from the past few days, sir. So I have not worked well on that.
Yeah, what you
Hello,
can
sir.
do is you can go to Trello, okay, and let them
Okay,
know the
sir.
date of your presentation and all the presentation that you have done and ask for leave in the Trello common board. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So Devansh, I believe you are ready now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says Devansh's network bandwidth is slow. Do you have any introduction?
Uh, Sir, am I visible?
Yeah, you are visible.
Yes, sir. Just a minute, sir. Sir, is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Yes, sir. So, good morning, sir, and one and all present here. This presentation is I am Devansh Singh from Python Programming Group, and this presentation is regarding a simple email service using Gmail SMTP. So first of all, I would like to introduce the service. So the simple email means what the tool does. Simple email service using Gmail SMTP is a tool by which a user can directly send a mail to a receiver by just running the tool, and no further human interaction and commands are required from that. Then the libraries that were used to build this tool were SMTP. That's the short form for simple mail transfer protocol. This protocol is used when a mail is sent over the internet. So this protocol is used for transferring the mail. And then the MIME library, that is multi-purpose internet mail extensions. So that is used for mailing and interaction with the Gmail. So the advantage and conclusion that we can derive from the tool are that it is a hassle-free and easy tool by which a user can mail to single or several receivers. So I would like to show its demo. So may I?
Yes, you can.
So this is the code that was written by and
Only your PPT is visible.
oh sorry. Now is it visible, sir?
No,
The code.
no. It's still not visible.
Just a minute.
Yeah, now it is visible.
Yes, is it visible now?
Wait, it is loading. Yeah, it is visible.
So this is the code that is written. So here it is given the sender's mail and here, and as soon as I run the code and see, so from this mail it will mail to the receiver, and this is the receiving mail. So till now you can see there is no such mail. I will just run out. So it will take a minute. Yeah, so as you can see, it is showing the mail has been sent to the respective ID, that is this ID, and the process is successful. So here you can see the mail has been sent to the ID at this date at this time with the content and the respective attachment. And here the mail is received. This is the sender's mail, and this is the receiver's, and the time and the content. That's all for the demo. And now I would like to continue the presentation. And there was other task that was allotted to. There was other task that was allotted to me was to write a report on the overview of Python web frameworks. So there I have written a detailed report about the advantage and what are their qualities and their define and their functioning. So here were some conclusions that were derived from that report. The first was, if a developer needs robustness and several functionality, means the inbuilt functions and libraries so Django is the perfect choice. And if a developer wants to make a quick prototype for web applications and use machine learning, then Flash is the ideal choice. And similarly, if the developer needs speed and scalability, then the developer can use the Flash fast API language. So means the use of all these languages this depend on the project requirement and developer's choice what is required. And this is the reference from where I have done the task and research. And thank you for listening me patiently. Feel free to ask question for the same, and following are my contact information.
Okay, it was choosing the right Python framework, right?
Yes, sir.
See, it was, I would say, not quite in depth. Okay, you should have done more in depth. And when you have topics like this, it is always important to give some real life examples, like what kind of projects can be done. And if we have some kind of project, then what kind of framework will be right for those kind of projects. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so try to give more examples when you have this kind of topics. So I believe your digital marketing and SMTP was from task one, right?
Pardon, sir?
Your digital marketing and SMTP was from task one, right?
Yes, sir. The task one projects they were, and one more task is left to present, sir.
What is the
May
name?
I? Sir, its name is website automation login.
Okay, and this choosing the right framework should be task two, right?
Yes, sir. This was task.
Okay, and automation is also from task one.
Yes, sir. That was from the whole playlist. The playlist that
Okay,
was provided
okay.
on 16th January.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah, you can start with that.
yes. Uh, uh, Good morning, one and all present here. I am Devansh Singh from Python Programming Group, and this presentation is regarding the website login automation tool. So first, I would like to introduce that what is a website automation tool. Website automation tool is a tool by which a user can log in into his or her account by just running the tool, and no further human interaction, instructions, and any other interference is required to do so. So here are the advantages. So that there is no need to remember for the user to remember the passwords. The user can use a very long secure password without the hustle of typing them all the time, and it is fast and easy. It means within 30 seconds it logins into your account just by after running the tool. So the libraries and applications that were used to build this tool and that were required for the execution are a WebDriver application that is used for automation. The WebDriver is required so that the system can open the respective browser, for example, Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Firefox, etc. And the tool will perform by the WebDriver application will perform the commands that will be given through the tool or the program. Then the Selenium library is the library is used in the programming so that it gives the command to the WebDriver to do so. It will give the ID password and where to fill it, in which fields to fill it, etc. And the actions will be performed. So the conclusion of this tool is that it is time-saving login without remembering and typing long, tricky, and case-sensitive passwords again and again. Sir, I like to show that. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, you can show the demo.
Yes. Yes. Sir, this is the code that was written here. Selenium library is used, and this is the location of the WebDriver and the website in which we have to log in. That is Hackveda. So as soon as I run the tool, so it automatically opens a Chrome browser. And website is here. The website is open. The fields are inputted, and here it is login without any other human interference from my side, just by running the code. So here is the reference from which I have used to build this tool, and that will be all from my side. Sir. Thank you for listening me patiently. Feel free to ask questions for this.
I hope you are done with this, sir.
Yes, sir.
You are from Python group, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I can see you have one more presentation pending, that is Django REST framework with React frontend.
So that is from full stack development group. I have received
No,
that
no,
task.
that is Python group, I think. Okay, you need to
So that
create
is
some.
React application. So that is why I was not able to do it, and it was taking time for me to understand a new language.
No, no, you don't have to learn the React. You just need to show how to connect React with Django. Okay. Like you will
Acha, sir,
create a
by
Django application and you will connect the React application. That's it. And then the front end
oh,
team will do work on the React. Okay. So as a backend developer, you need to connect with all these things because you are master of Django. Okay. So you need to know how to connect React front end or other application with Django. Okay. You just need to connect it.
okay,
And it is okay if you can just
okay, sir.
show that hello world on the front end. Okay. No need to
Oh,
do too much. Okay.
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So, sir, I need time for that. Maybe
Yeah,
means
sure.
from next week I have exams. So, sir, can I show you on May, for first week of May?
No, no, you have to ask in the Trello or technical chat, okay, for that. Because it is not
Okay, sir.
a application that will take too much time. Okay, you just need to install the React with npm and then you will be able to show it.
Okay, sir.
It shouldn't take
I
too
will
much
do it.
time, but yeah, you need some Django. Okay. Yeah,
Okay, sir.
work on that. You should be able to do it in 1 or 2 days. Or else you can ask for the deadline extension from the technical chat, or you can post it in a common board. Trello. Okay.
Uh, sir, means sir, I have means on first time I will work on Django. Means I have worked on other tools like stock prediction tools and other tools, but first time I will work on Django, sir. It will take time. So should I change the task or should I ask for a deadline extension?
See, ask for the deadline extension, and like, yeah, you don't really actually know really how to use Django or how to use React. It is more of a setup, like setting up the environment,
Okay, sir.
not actually using it. Okay, so setting up the environment.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I will ask for the same,
Yeah,
sir.
or you can feel free to read the task description. Or if you feel any question, then you can certainly ask in the Trello or technical chat. Okay, they will help you.
Okay, sir. And sir, means that digital tool is ready to run. Can I show you that also?
Yeah, no, no, not an issue because they have this one that what was the name of this task that we have currently shown?
Sir, website login automation.
Yeah, yeah, website login and SMTP and digital marketing are from task one, right?
Yes, sir.
So we'll consider those two demo as the demo because this is all from task one. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you will get scores for task one. That will have all three. So you
And
will
sir,
receive
task
two
two
scores.
about the report.
Yeah, you will receive a separate score for that.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So where on mail or on Trello?
On the mail itself, you will receive mail.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, then we'll move on to next. That is Abdul Rahman. Yeah, hello. Hello, Abdul Rahman. You are
Yes, sir.
unmuted. Yeah, start with your presentation. On your camera.
Okay, sir. Good morning to all, sir. My name is Abdul Rahman, and I am from Web Developer Group. So today, sir, I am going to give a presentations of all of my tasks. And my first task is developing a doctor's appointment landing web page. Sir, in this task, we have to create a doctor's appointment landing page where the user will see a modern and editing web page for doctor's cleaning. the main objective of this task is to search for doctors doctors near the users areas and based on their requirements. And I have implemented a search feature so users can search the doctors. I mean, the users require doctor type and on the users area. So I mean, these are the steps I have involved in this. I have created a web page using Figma. I mean, Figma design, and then I locify AI to ensure the full code is optimized and export the code in HTML and CSS code. And then I have used web host app to host this and use PHP as my backend language and SQL and used MySQL for database. So this is the web page. As you can see, I have created this designing Figma web page. So this is my navbar section, and this is my description section. This is the search button, which the users can search their doctor. This is the category section, and through this section they can enter the doctor's required area. And after clicking the search button, they will get the required. They will get the required doctors through this. And so this is my first task, and my second task is about software requirement specification. Main SRS software requirement specification is a document which describes the software, how we should do and which expect to perform. It also describes the functionality the products need to develop the web application that aids hospitals in converting manual process to digital process. And this will help to develop personalized plan for patients and enable fast and reliable conditions. And the instructions we were instructed is to review the playlist which we have provided, and these are the set 10 notes where I have noted that identify the scope of the project and identify the stakeholders for who to use the web application, define functional and non-functional requirements, identify requirements for high property, possible use case scenarios, data requirements, testing. And this is the SRS document. In this document, I have written the purpose, scope, and functional requirements like patent evaluation, individual diet plans, hooks interference, assessment, management, and patient record. And I have designed a flow chart like how to use, like after getting a doctor's web page appointment, and the patient should join sector programs and packages. And after building the equipment, the patients are added to active list. The patient evaluation form is there. TMDA diet chart will be also provided, and weekly reminders will also be provided for every week. And after the completion plan, and they can rejoin the and if they are not requirement, they are no need to rejoin again. And the evaluation form contains like name, age, height, weight, contact information, and like that, sir. And for fat scan machine, we will provide with total fat, visceral fat, with their weight and calories. And in the personality form, we will have 3 sections, and the section was contain body size, frame, teeth, nose, eyes, and certain. And section 2 contains their appetite, digestion, and the section 3 is contain mental activities or predominant emotions like this. And section 4 contains the total score of these 3 sections, and the daily input reminders will get every week, and the user need to upload a photo for every 5 kgs drop. And this is my second task. And my next task is about introduction to JavaScript and its core principle. JavaScript is a proper programming language which is used for creating dynamic and interactive web page. And its core principles are essential. So for creating an engaging and user-friendly web experiences, and its core principles contains variables and data types, functions, conditional statements, loops, and events. Variables and data types are used to allow the developers to define variables and manipulate those data. Functions are reusable block of code which perform specific tasks, and conditional statements are used to execute different codes based on conditions, and loops to iterate over arrays or objects to perform on each item. And my task is, and I have a task is to a simple interactive web page. In this, from this code, I have selected a form of element from submit button, and then an added event listener to submit button to click and prevent it from being submitted or from refreshing. And given we added variables with the name of name, email, and messages, and added a conditional statements to check if the input fields are empty. And this is the demo. You can see we have content and name, email, and messages. We can select your username or an email, and we can give any messages. And after clicking on submit button, you will get a pop-up. You can thank you, and your mail is sent. And my next task is based on data types, variables, and operators in JavaScript. I mean, in data types, in JavaScript, there are various number of data types, including strings, numbers, booleans, and etc. These are used to represent and manipulate different kinds of information in JavaScript. And operators, there are various types of operators such as arithmetic operators like plus, minus, multiplicative, and division, and comparison operators, and logical operators too. And operators are used to perform operations on values and variables in JavaScript. And variables are used to store and represent its value in JavaScript. They can be, and the variables are declared using var, let, or constant key or any constant keywords. And these values are assigned to different data types. Variable allows a developer to store and manipulate data. And I have created a simple calculator based on, and my task is to create a simple calculator. In the its code contains contains set of JavaScript functions for using addition, subtraction, multiplication, and divisions. And I have taken two and there are, I mean, there I have declared two variables such as num1 and num2. For those num1 and num2, we will do the following operations. This is the code. Like we can see, I have created a function based on addition, subtractions, multiplication, and divisions. And I cleared a variable like num1 and num2, and to do this performs. And this is the demo. You can see in this calculator there we can add first number, second number. We can select operators, and the result will get in here. And my next task is about control structures in JavaScript. Control structures are essential features of JavaScript as they provide ability to control the flow of execution in program. They allow developers to make decisions, repeat their task, or execute code conditionally based on certain conditions. And control set and there's a various type of control structures such as if, else, or switch, which allows the developer to make a decision to their codes. And there are also loops which enable developers like while loop, for loop, or do loop, which allow developers to repeat the task and iterate over the data. And I have done a task of guessing numbers game, and the code includes if or else statements to check the user's guess is correct or not, and if it's if the guess is too low means it should get a higher. It should show that high if the guess is high or low, and while loop is used to give the, and while loop is not used so that the user should have a certain number of allowed to guess the number for only certain types. As you can see, this is the code which includes a variable like functions guess number, and if the guess is equal to the second number, we should get your number is guessed, or if it is less than, if it's the less than the exact number, it should show your guess is too low. If it more than the number, it should get too high. And this is a demo. We can guess any number, and it is saying guess is too high. You can say the any guesses is too low, and you can see after getting the number, it will show congratulations and how many tries we have guesses this. And that's it, sir. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. Sir, my presentation is complete.
All of them are done.
Sir?
All of them are done.
Sir,
All the presentations are done.
today I have done all of my presentations.
Okay. There is no more remaining, right?
No, sir. I given them all of my tasks.
Okay. How many tasks have you completed?
5 tasks, sir.
Okay, you have given 5. Okay. Then see, always, as I said, always try to do a story type presentation. Okay. See, this kind of topics, story can be built easily, and but executing is really hard. Okay. So work on your flow. Other than that, I would say it was okay. The demos are also good, but work on the demo explanation part. Okay. There were a lot of things that you didn't have more in-depth explanation. Okay. On demo, try to do more in-depth explanation. Okay. As I said, if you don't explain your demonstration properly, all of your hard work will go in vain. Okay. So work on that part. Other than that, it was fine.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, may I know if I have any pending presentations?
Completed, right? No, you don't really have any pending presentation.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then Kalyani. Thank you, Abdul. You can stop the screen share now.
Okay, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
So can I share my screen?
Yeah, please turn the camera first.
Yes, sir. So my screen is visible.
Yeah, it is.
So good morning, sir. I am Kalyani Kumari from Java Developer Group. Today I am presenting my task named developing a RESTful web service. So the task description is in this task, I will develop a RESTful web service using Spring Boot. I will learn how to create a RESTful web app service and how to expose it using Spring Boot. The contents I use: what is web service, type of web service, what is RESTful web service, what is HTTP, how to develop a RESTful web, and what is Spring Boot, and how to create a simple Spring Boot RESTful web application, and last conclusion. So the next is what is web service. So the web service is a software system that supports interoperable machine-to-machine interaction over a network. It has an interface described in the machine proportional format, especially web service definition language or WSDL. Web service fulfill a specified task or a set of tasks. So the web service means the internet is the worldwide connectivity of thousands of computers of various types that belongs to multiple networks on the worldwide web. Web service is a standardized method for propagating message between client and server application. And the next is types of web service. So there are mainly two types of web service. First, SOAP web service, and second, RESTful web service. The SOAP web service is the SOAP web service means Simple Object Access Protocol. It is XML-based protocol for accessing web service. SOAP is a W3C recommended for the communication between two applications. And the next is RESTful web service. The RESTful web service is a stateless client-server architecture where when web services are resourced and can be identified by their URIs. The REST client application can be used HTTP GETS POST method to the invoke RESTful web services. The RESTful web services are built to work best on the web representation state transfer REST in a architecture style that specify constant such as the uniform interface that is applied to a web service. Describe the properties. And the next is what is HTTP? So HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. The www is about communication between web client and server. Communication between client computer and web server is done by the sending HTTP request and receiving HTTP response. The HTTP, this protocol is known as HTTP because of its efficiency that allow us to use in a hypertext environment where there are rapid jump from one document to another document. And the next is the Spring Boot web application. Here is the code and the conclusion. So to conclude, RESTful API is a type of data transfer that is built upon the architecture of HTTP protocol. It allows you to easily send and retrieve data between two different services using XML and JSON. So the RESTful web service is a lightweight, maintainable, and scalable service that is built on the REST architecture. RESTful web service exposes API from your application is a secure, uniform, stateless manner to the calling client. The calling client can perform preferred operation using the RESTful service. The underlying protocol for REST is HTTP. REST stands for the representation state of transfer. So this is all from my side, sir. So
Okay, you have any more presentation?
what's that?
Do you have any more presentations?
Yes, sir, I have one more presentation.
Yeah, you can move on to that one too.
Okay, sir. So this is visible.
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay, sir. So I am Kalyani Kumari from Java Developer Group. So my presentation is learn about scientific group analysis DRDO. So the contents I use for this, the role of the Defense Research and Development Organization, the role of Scientific Analysis Group, the mission of Scientific Analysis Group, and the vision of Scientific Analysis Group, and the last references. So the first is, what is DRDO? The Defense Research and Development Organization was formed in 1958. DRDO is a defense R&D hub which developed different defense technology system that you can require for Indian Armed Force. DRDO developed a defense technology in the project mode. Commander K.R. Ramnath was a founder and director of the laboratory. So DRDO stands for Defense Research and Development Organization. It was established in 1958, the government of India under the Minister of Defense. So the next is Scientific Analysis Group. The Scientific Analysis Group was established in 1963 for involving new scientific method for design and analysis of communication system. Director of SAG is Anup Khosla. Scientific Analysis Group is a part of Defense Research and Development Organization. To make Scientific Analysis Group the finest cryptology and information security laboratory in the world. To build generalized as well as domain system, specific analysis algorithm and tools. The Scientific Advisory Group is a group of experts consisting of senior scientists. One task for the SAG consists in analyzing the final scientific required for EST. The mission for Scientific Analysis Group to develop a tool and technique based on the contemporary mathematics, computer science, and electronics and communication for analysis of security and IT products. To build generalized as well as domain system, analytics and algorithm and tools. To establish state-of-art faculty for electronic providing communication signals and protocol to analysis. The vision of Scientific Analysis is to make Scientific Analysis Group the first cryptography and information security laboratory in the world. SAG was further interested with R&D work in the field of electronics, work related to evaluating communication equipment introduced in the service was taken up in 1980. Due to the increasing responsibility of SAG, and the manpower component of SAG underwent an expansion and additional accommodation was allotted to SAG at Metcalfe Horse Complex. And the next is area of work. Scientific analysis group is working on the advanced mathematical and statistical analysis and developing of tools signal process high performance computing. Information security soft computing and technology group has established faculty of electronic providing and communication signal and protocol analysis. So the DRDO stands for Defense Research and Development Organization. It was established in 1958 by Government of India under the Minister of Defense. Defense is an important and dynamic segment in UPSC syllabus since DRDO plays a major part in the country defense mechanism. It is a very significant topic for IAS aspirant. The commission has asked several questions related to mission launches, its type, etc. To tackle such factor question in the UPSC prelims, it is a instantial to know several fact and figure related to the UPSC. The DRDO latest update, the Sindhu Netra satellite developed by Defense Research and Development Organization was successfully developed and is successfully deployed in the space on February 20th, 2021. The satellite aims to boost the country's surveillance capability to minor and activities to both military warship and merchant shipping in the Indian Ocean region. IOR. The satellite was launched using the Indian Space Research Organization PSLV C51, which took off from the Satish Dhawan Space Center in Srikakulam in Andhra Pradesh. And the references is here. And the last, thank you. This is all from my side, sir.
I hope both of your presentation are done. There are no more remaining presentation, right?
What, sir?
There are no more remaining presentation, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, previously your presentation were done, were good, but for this presentation, there was a lot of text, and I think you just were reading from yourself. Okay, work on your expression part, make it more point-wise, make sure points are small, and your explanation is there. Okay, work
Yes,
on
sir.
that part, and for the building simple application, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, that was good, but try to have more story type presentation for that. Okay,
Okay, sir.
work on that. Other than that, it was fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So, Lokesh Shedge. Yeah, Lokesh. Hello, Lokesh. Okay, we'll move on to Rutuja.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please start.
Yeah. Am I visible, sir?
Yeah, you are listening.
Hello, sir. My name is Rutuja Kadam. I am from DevOps group, and my email ID is rutujakadam16@gmail.com. So my project name is Project Build and Deploy DevOps Pipelines. Task name is create a presentation on what is Docker and how it works. So agenda, you can see the agenda as follows. First, we will see what is Docker and why it is important. Second, architecture of Docker, the components of Docker like Docker engine, Docker compose, or Docker swarm, etc. Fourth one is how Docker containers work and how they are different from virtual machines. And last but not least, advantages of Docker and the conclusion. So what is Docker and why it is important? Docker is an important source platform that enables the creation and deployment of the applications in a containerized environment. It is a lightweight, portable, and secure platform that allows developers to quickly and easily create and deploy, manage the application in the different environment. Docker is important because it simplifies the process of deploying applications and makes it easier to scale and manage them. Docker also provides a range of benefits such as portability, scalability, and reproducibility. It helps developers to quickly deploy application in its environment and easily scale them as much as needed. So Docker architecture. Docker follows the client-server architecture, which includes the three main components like Docker client, Docker host, and Docker registry. Docker client. You can see that here is a Docker client. Docker client uses command and REST APIs to communicate with the Docker daemon server. When a client runs any Docker command on the Docker client terminal, the client terminal sends this Docker commands to the Docker daemon. Docker daemon receives these commands from the Docker client and the form of the command REST API's request. Docker client uses command line interface to run the following commands like Docker build, Docker pull, and Docker run. So next you can see this commands go to the Docker host. Docker host is used to provide the environment to execute and run applications. It contains the Docker daemon, images, containers, networks, and storage. Then next is registry. Docker registry manages and stores the Docker images. There are two types of registries in the Docker: public registry and private registry. What is the components of Docker? There are a few 6 components of Docker: Docker clients and server, Docker compose, Docker machine, Docker engine, Docker swarm, and Docker hub. So what Docker contains? Docker containers are isolated environments that are created from Docker images. The Docker containers are lightweight and can be exactly created and destroyed. They are isolated from each other from the host operating system, which makes them secure and portable. The containers share the same operating system as the host, which makes them more efficient and makes more efficient than the virtual machines. Docker containers are also portable and portable than the virtual machine. They can be quickly moved between the different environments and can be easily scaled up the HMI as needed. So how Docker containers work? First, they create the Docker images and then perform the task of distribution. And third one is the Docker container creation, and last one is Docker container execution. So what are the advantages of the Docker? Docker provides a range of advantages such as portability, scalability, and the reproducibility. Docker containers are portable, which means they can be quickly moved between the different environments and easily scaled up and down as needed. Additionally, Docker enables developers to reproduce the same environment for the different applications, which makes them easier to maintain and troubleshoot. It also provides a range of advantages. Docker allows you to use a remote repository to share the containers with each other. It also provides the continuous deployment and testing environment. So where we can use the Docker? So the Docker can be used in different industries, such as the web development, DevOps, and cloud computing. It is also used in industries such as healthcare, finance, and retail. As we give the as Hackweather is useful for the healthcare system. we have used Docker in our projects. So references. Those are the different references I have taken from the YouTube and official websites of Docker documentation. Conclusion. So at the last, what is conclusion? Docker is a powerful tool for developers, allowing them to package and deploy applications across the multiple platforms. It provides a secure environment for applications to run and makes it easier for the developers to manage and monitor their applications. However, Docker can be difficult to set up and manage. It can be resource intensive when running multiple applications in containers. It is important for the developers to weigh the advantages and disadvantages of the Docker before using in their projects. Thank you. If you have any questions or doubts, you can ask.
You have any more presentation?
No, sir.
This one is last, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how many tasks have you done?
Oh,
And your presentation, I believe one was Pega and this is sorry, DevOps, right?
yesterday I gave on S3 presentation.
Yes, three. And one more?
And this one is third one. And sir,
So-
fourth task I have given, that is create a Kalyani account, but that task I have already done. And also update on Trello also. And sir gives me tick mark like reuse. I have completed
when did
that
you
task.
give the Kalyani?
Okay, sir. If in afternoon I can give this presentation, Kalyani.
Okay, you have not given the presentation.
Yeah,
You need to give
only
it to-
Kalyani is remaining.
Yeah, you can give it to in afternoon or evening.
Okay, sir. Can I stop sharing?
Yeah, you can. Vivek Kumar Gautam, if you can join today at 7 p.m. There will be two separate meetings going on. Okay, you can give the presentation in evening session. You can either join this session that is happening right now, or you can join the Akash Ramba session. Okay, you will. I believe you will have your chance. Then Virendra Pratap, Virendra Pratap. And there will be also tomorrow. Also, there will be two separate sessions. Okay, so if you can't give it today, you can give it tomorrow.
Sir, actually, I want to present at this time, sir.
Oh, sorry.
Sir, actually, I want to present at this time, sir.
No, I was telling Vivek Kumar Gautam. He's asking in the chat. You can start with it.
Oh, okay, sir. Is it visible on my screen, sir?
Yeah, it is visible.
Good morning, sir. My name is Verendra. And here I have done some tasks. This is the name of Docker appointment page, TM web application, software requirement specification, calculator, and portfolio website for using React and CSS. And task name Docker appointment page. Website for Docker appointment page is region for the project main focus to search for Docker nearby the user area and choose the appropriate Docker for an appointment as per their need. Here is the link for demo. Sir, demo is visible or not?
I can
Hello.
only see the repeating.
Oh, okay, sir. Just one second. Sir, actually visual demo.
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay, sir. Okay. This is a demo of hack with the web doctor appointment page, sir. Deploy on 000 web host, sir. As an individual working on the As an individual working on the TM Master Web Application project, I have utilized various skills to develop the web application. These include HTML, CSS, JavaScript, as well web development tool using such as VS Code, Figma, and Anima, and Locofy.ai, and deploy on the 000 web host. Locofy.ai, which is used to convert Figma design into the HTML, CSS code. And I have used PHP as a backend language and MySQL as a database for developing this website. The web service has been testing using Postman to ensure its functionality. However, during the testing process, I faced a few Postman errors, and that required me to troubleshoot and find solution. Here is some screenshot of demo. Conclusion. Overall, the development of the doctor appointment page region to learn basic development to like VS Code, Figma, Anima, Locofy.ai, and etc. Another task will be TM web application. Here is the deployment link. Can I show, sir?
Yeah, please go on.
Just one second. So firstly, I can put in name and that this has been uploaded in database, sir. TM web application testing mind is a medical clinic that is committed to providing the best possible care to its patients. The TM Master Web Application is project is essential step toward the achieving its goal. As a full stack developer intern, my primary task was to understand the client software requirement specification and develop a master web application that met the clinical need. The web application will allow the clinic to streamline its patient record management, appointment scheduling management, and other critical functions, ensuring that the clinic run smoothly and effectively. Here is the screenshot and deployment with the GitHub link of the TM web application, sir. Overall conclusion. The development of TM Master Web Application has been a valuable learning experience, and the utilization of various web development tool and technology has enhanced my skill and understanding of web application development. Software requirement specification. The software requirement will provide a detailed description of the features, functionality, and requirement of the software. It will serve a blueprint for the developing team and follow during the software development process. Here is a drive link of SRS documents. The SRS document will ensure that the web application meet the clinic need and we will valuable resource for the future maintenance and update. The review of the discussion video playlist help to define the scope of the project TM Master Web Application. Step involved in creating a SRS document. Review the discussion video playlist, define the project scope, identify the stakeholder, list of functional and non-functional requirements, prioritize the requirement, create a system architecture, and create use cases, define data requirement, define testing requirement, define project timeline, and review and finalize the SRS document. The prioritization of the requirement based on the importance and urgency help to determine the development order for the software. The data requirement, web identify, and the documentation to ensure proper data storage and management. The project timeline and the milestone were established to keep their project on track. Link to the sir, I can show you. Sir. Sir, here is the SRS document of TM Master Web application. Sir. Introduction of this SRS and scopes, efficiency evaluations, and further then step follow the when I show. Blood pressures and measurement and blood report pictures. Sir, this report has been pasted on the GitHub, sir, also. In conclusion, the creation of this SRS document for the project TM Master Web application was a crucial step toward ensuring the success of the project. And through the review of the discussion video playlist, we were able to identify and document all the necessary functional and non-functional requirements that the software should meet. And another task will be web introduction to web standard and JavaScript concept and fundamental data type variable and operator in JavaScript. Here is the model. Sir. I have created a calculator and deployed native IAP. Sir, here is a calculator. Sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. As a part of my internship, I developed a simple calculator app to showcase my skill. The app is built using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, utilize local storage and deployed. The app is a basic demonstration of my web development ability and calculating mathematical expression and operator of conditional operators. Calculate this language. What will happen in the JavaScript? In calculator HTML code front of skeleton of this calculator and CSS will be modify of the skeleton and JavaScript will be provide dynamically on this calculator. Here is the drive link of the calculator code and a screenshot of this calculator. In conclusion, this is a basic yet functional calculator application that can be expanded and customized to meet different requirements. With further development and customization, this code can be used as a starting point to create more complex and advanced calculator application. Overall, I found the calculator app to be a valuable tool for managing my tasks and staying organized. With a few additional features, it has been potential become more useful for a wider range of users. I have created a portfolio website by using React and CSS. It is a React app. It is a personal and professional project for learning React, JS, and CSS for wider range with more dependency and plugin like Framer Motion, Yarn and NPM, email.js, etc. Email.js will help the provider of email by any users on the website in the form of contact us. The project main focus to elaborate on your personal and professional skills. Portfolio website. This project run on a local server as well as online deployed on the Net5 platform. Email.js help us contact anybody from my website. Toggle mode. Toggle mode turn light on dark mode. Framer Motion. This plugin provided dynamically on this website. Link. Okay. Here is my portfolio website, sir. It is used in the React and CSS and Framer Motion. And here is the database, every link on GitHub, LinkedIn, Instagram, lead code profile. It is used by the Framer Motion, sir. Sir, everybody will be contacted by email in the form of email by using the email.js in the backend. And can anybody download my CV in this website? This toggle will be also work, sir. Here is some screenshot of my portfolio website. Thank you, sir. Any question about my topics and tasks? Here is a contact detail of my mail ID and GitHub link, sir. Hello.
Yeah, okay. See, work on your presentation skills. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
when you are giving a presentation, this is not how you are supposed to give a presentation. Okay. Explain what you have actually done instead of like just showing this is my task and this is the conclusion, this is the day. Okay. See, you will for this I will send you scores for the demo. Okay, but you will receive really less score for the presentation itself. Okay. And how many presentations were included in this one?
क्या सर?
कितने presentation include थे इसके अंदर?
सर 4 सर और पोर्टफोलियो वेबसाइट यूज कैसे रिएक्ट के लिए ताकि रिएक्ट और सीएसएस वाइडर रेंज में
पोर्टफोलियो का कौन सा टास्क था?
कोई टास्क नहीं था सर. इसको हम रिएक्ट के लिए यूज किए थे कि फुल स्टैक डेवलपर के लिए तो रिएक्ट
कौन सा टास्क के अंदर इंक्लूडेड था?
सर टास्क नहीं था सर. टास्क 5 कह सकते हैं या टास्क 4 का जावास्क्रिप्ट का लास्ट वाला सर रिएक्ट दिया गया था कि रिएक्ट सीखना है और डिजेंगो से उसको अटैच करना है. एक्चुअली सर हम ज्वाइन किए थे सर पाइथन वाले प्रोजेक्ट फुल स्टैक भी पाइथन डेवलपर और फुल स्टैक दोनों को हम कंबाइन करके सर इसको रिएक्ट पढ़ लेते हैं उसमें फिर पाइथन यूज कर लेंगे डिजेंगो के लिए. इसलिए हमने इसको रिएक्ट के लिए पोर्टफोलियो वेबसाइट बनाया हुआ था सर. और इसमें हमने 5 टास्क पूरा किया था सर जावास्क्रिप्ट के दोनों और SRS डॉक्यूमेंट डॉक्टर वेबसाइट और TM वेब एप्लीकेशन सर.
ठीक है चलेगा
सर. कोई फुल स्टैक में सर कोई पेंडिंग है क्या मेरा टास्क आज के बाद?
स्टैक नहीं यार, देखो तुम एक टाइम पे एक ही कर सकते हो. ठीक है 2 महीने बाद अपना दूसरा स्टार्ट करो. ठीक है अभी के लिए स्कोर दे दूंगा बट एक ही के ऊपर फोकस करो.
सर फुल स्टैक ही रहने दीजिएगा.
हाँ तो उसी के ऊपर ही फोकस करो. तुमको टास्क आया होगा ना अलॉट न्यू टास्क किया रहेगा तो.
ओके ओके सर. सर तो फुल स्टैक में कोई पेंडिंग टास्क का भी नहीं फिलहाल नहीं है ना आज के बाद सर. एक बार सर चेक कर लीजिए प्लीज.
नहीं और कोई.
ओके सर. कहना स्टेप ना सर.
कितना टास्क किया तुमने?
सर 5
टास्क किया.
यस सर.
फुल स्टैक के अंदर और इसको मिला के
यस सर। सर एक बार जावास्क्रिप्ट का हमने ट्रेलो पर शेयर किया था वीडियो रिकॉर्डेड करके, सर उसका रिव्यू नहीं हुआ था, तो उसको भी हमने
रिकॉर्ड करके नहीं चलेगा, वो यही देना पड़ेगा।
ओके सर, तो वो वाला टास्क इसमें अवेलेबल है सर?
हाँ इसमें available है।
सर जावास्क्रिप्ट कंप्लीट।
ठीक है चलेगा सर।
ओके।
हाँ सर, नेक्स्ट पर्सन इज सर्विस पाठक।
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Please turn the camera.
Yeah, just a minute.
Please turn your camera. You are muted.
Yeah, am I audible and visible too?
You are not visible. You have not given permission for the camera. That is why it is closed. Fix it. We
I
move
guess
on to next person. Okay. Fix your camera. I will come back to you again, service. So, Shantanu, Shantanu.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please start.
Yes,
Service,
sir, I am visible.
yeah, you are visible. Service, you can stop the screenshot. Okay, Shantanu, you can share. It will
Yes, sir. First of all, he has to stop the sharing.
No, you can share it. Well,
Yes, sir. What? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First of all, thanks and thank you for giving me the opportunity. Good morning, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible.
yeah, it is.
Okay. Sir. Yes, sir. So the topic of the project is the overview of the Python framework, just like Django, Fast API, and Flask. And that task name is to choosing the right Python framework for the project. My name is Shantanu, and I am from the group of Python development. The content of the our presentation is the introduction to the framework, Python web framework, just like the Django Flask API, introduction to the Django Flask Fast API, pros and cons of the Django Flask and API, and the comparison between the Django Flask and Fast API, and the conclusion and differences. So first of all is the what is the framework? The framework just like we can say it as the packages and the modules which are used to develop the software and helps developer to avoid the handling of low details. Just like the pros of the framework, just like easier implementation, good documentation. And there are the we can say that the framework has the three types. First of all is the full stack, next one is micro and the asynchronous. And just like the types of the Python framework, just like Django, Flask, Web2Py, Fast API, Bottle, and ThreePy. And so first of all, we have to introduction about the Flask. The Flask is the micro web framework. As we don't require particular libraries or tools, a micro web framework is web development framework which with an easy setup and can be used in the developing minimalistic web application. Just like Flask come with the option like just like template engines such as ORM, coaching, and authentication. The Python programming language it is very designed to easy to use, fast and scale up complex applications and microservices, which is lightweight application that provide the narrowed list of features with its well-defined contract. Just like if we have to use the Flask, we have to using the installation procedure just like use the pip install Flask. And the pros of the Flask is just like it is scalable, Flask allows unit testing, and Flask is flexible, compatible. Flask is very beginner friendly, so we can use it very easily, and we can get the information about the Flask very easily. The cons of the Flask is uses modules, which is third party, which is we can get from the third party environment and is prone to cause security breaches. The next one is the Fast API. The Fast API is a modern open source, fast and highly performant Python web framework which can use up to the Python version of the 3.6 and above standards. Actually, Fast API is a modern high performance web framework for building APIs. Fast API works perfectly if your concern is a speed. Just like we can use Fast APIs for the faster like the example of the using the Fast API just like Netflix uses it for the internal crisis management. And the installation process of the Fast API just like in VS Code, we just like you use the pip install Fast API. So pros of the Fast API just like is intuitive, easy, and fewer bugs. It has a less bugs less than the Django, and it is robust and standard based. The cons of the Fast API just like because of Fast API is relatively new. It is just like the new for as compared to Django and Flask. The community is smaller as compared to the other frameworks, and regardless of its detailed documentation, there is a very little external education materials. The next one, there is a sorry sir. So we have the comparison between the Django, Flask, and Fast APIs. The first of all, the Django as a package is just like minimum framework. Flask has the maximum framework, and the Fast API also has the maximum framework. And the community, as we can say, that like Fast API is a newer version, so it has a less community, and the Django and Flask have the more community. The performance, we can say that the Django has a low speed, Flask and Fast API has the high speed. The flexibility is in Django we can say it's a low, in Flask and Fast API is at a medium to high. Education purpose we can hard, the Django has the hard, Flask is easy, and Fast API also is easy. So after that, we can come to the conclusion. Django is the best suitable for the web development because of the Django has many packages that would useful for reusability of code. So next one is if we look at the flexibility and speed, then we can use that the Fast API is good than the Django. Flask is used in many applications like machine learning, Facebook, Twitter bots. The next one, Flask used for the small scale, simpler application. MVP is just like quick prototypes and organization that want more fine grained control over the project. So these are the references that I use for making the presentation and the task. So thank you, sir. This is the first task.
Okay, next text. You have any more presentation?
Yes, sir. Next one is
Yeah, you can continue with that.
yes, sir. The second one, the task for I have the task name is the integrating the Django REST framework with the React front end application. The
Sorry,
task,
but your task two presentation is not visible.
yes, sir.
Show the task two presentation.
Yes, sir. I am not able to hear.
Only your task one presentation is visible. Switch to task two presentation before you start.
Yes, sir. It is second. The theme
But
is
I can
same
see
for.
the thank you screen only.
Yes, sir. It is visible for second.
No, it is not visible for a second.
Now,
No, I
sir,
can still
can
see
I
the task one.
share the screen share again?
Yeah.
1 minute. Yes, sir. It is visible now.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So second task is integrating the Django REST framework with the React front-end application. So for the task is the content is introduction to Django REST framework, creating APIs with DRF, setting up the Django REST framework, and the next thing. So first of all, we have the introduction to the Django REST framework. So first is the what is API. API is actually API application programming interface, and next one is what is the REST. REST is generally we can see it as a representational state transfer. Next is what is DRF. Django REST framework, which is powerful and flexible toolkit to building the web APIs. About this. So next one we can set the creating APIs. How do we can create the APIs with the DRF? So what is Django? As earlier we can say that the Django is a free open source Python based web framework that follows the model view template just like we can get the MVT architectural pattern. So next is what is the REST API? The REST API is popular way of for system to expose useful functions and data. The REST just representation of the which is stand for representation state transfer can be made up one or more sources. Just like we can use as a JSON, images, HTML, and more. Then what is the why Django REST framework we can use for the project. The Django REST framework is a powerful and flexible toolkit for building up web APIs. It is main benefit is to make us the serialization, just like you can make it as a synchronous process, which is very easier. And the next is Django REST framework is based on the Django class-based views. The next one is how we can set up the Django REST framework. So first of all, we have to Pythonium with Django environment. The source is django.env/env bind activate. The next one is how can we install the Django, just like we have to use the pip command and install the Django. Next one is pip install Django REST framework. So file name just like pymanage.py block. Run your initial migration of the build in user module, just like we can use it in initial process. So Python manage.py migrate. Next, add REST framework and block in the installed apps inside the task, just like the file name. Be sure to include REST framework and URL as shown in below in our main file. So these are the code they are using for this, and it is also the code. So how can we can creating the views on the Django? First is the post list and view, and the second is the postal view. So this is the post list, and this is it. Yes, sir. This is a summary about the second task. The integrating Django REST framework with React is easy. The Django REST framework provides a powerful setup of tools for creating APIs. React is designed to work with the wide variety of data sources. So by the weekend combining the two developers can quickly create powerful web applications with the React frontend and the Django REST. So these are the references that I use for the making the PPT and also for my project task. So thank you from my side.
Okay, I hope this is done. Is there any other presentation?
No, sir. I have completed 2 tasks.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, see, this presentation was good. Okay. But try to do more story type presentation, as I said. See, when you have Django and React, so touch on topics like why Django and React work well, like why React or why Django, so that there will be a story that we can follow. Okay.
Okay,
Same
sir,
with the
definitely.
previous task that you have done. Other than that, see, your explanation was good. Okay. But work on the story flow.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Yeah,
I can do it next Wednesday.
yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Can I stop
so
the sharing?
yeah, please.
Okay.
Okay, so who was the person who was having the camera issue? Only he left. Okay, then thank you, Shantanu. Then Lokesh.
Hello.
Yeah, please start. Turn your camera first.
Sir, my screen is visible.
Yeah, it is visible.
So greetings to all. Myself, Lokesh Shedge, and the topic of the presentation topic is get started with Amazon S3. Amazon S3. So what is Amazon S3? Amazon S3 is a secure, durable, highly scalable object storage, accessible via simple web services interface, store and retrieve any data used alone or together with other services. So these are the features of the S3. It is low cost, secure, scalable, high performance. It also provides backup and archiving. It also provides static website hosting. So these are the some concepts in the Amazon S3. Objects and buckets. So what is objects? Objects are the fundamental entities stored in Amazon S3, which consist of data and metadata. So what are buckets? Buckets are the containers for object stored in Amazon S3. So these are the steps to create the Amazon S3. First, create an S3 bucket. Choose a unique name for your bucket and select a region that is closest to your location. Here, I created a bucket named as first LO. Then to upload an object to your bucket, you can choose any file such as text file, image, or video as shown in the figure. So you can also download the object from your S3 bucket to your local computer as shown. So you can also configure bucket policies and bucket lifecycle of policies. For example, you can create a policy that allows only certain users or roles to access your bucket. Also, to configure a lifecycle of policies, it automates the management of objects in your S3 bucket. For example, you can create a policy that moves objects from Glacier's storage after a certain amount of time, means after 90 days, 60 days, like that. So to host and static website, here I host a static website as shown. This is a basic website with a welcome logo. So to complete this task, I refer these references. Thank you. Sir, shall I move to the next task?
Yeah, sure.
So the next task is create an elastic beanstalk environment. So what is elastic beanstalk? Elastic beanstalk is a service provided by Amazon that helps developers deploy and manage applications in the cloud. Elastic beanstalk automates the deployment process, making it easier for developers for focus on writing code instead of managing infrastructure. It also integrates with services such as RDS, S3, etc. So these are the features of the Elastic Beanstalk. Elastic Beanstalk is the fastest and simplest way to deploy your applications on AWS. It enables you to focus on writing code rather than spending time on managing servers. It automatically scales your application up and down based on your applications. It also gives you freedom to use AWS resources like EC2. So this is the deployment cycle. First of all, create an application, then upload a version, then launch environment, and then manage your environment. So this is the process diagram. First of all, create an AWS account, answer questions that become answer to your environment, then set up your application with your code and runtime. Here it provides various deploy environments like AWS Cloud, EC2 instance, S3 brackets, and CloudWatch. So this is my deployment, which is a simple website showing welcome. So the conclusion shows that Elastic Beanstalk provides tools for monitoring and troubleshooting your application, allowing you to quickly identify and resolve issues. Also, it simplifies the deployment and management, but it can be complex to set up and configure. So these are the references which I refer. Thank you. Then the next task is set up an Amazon RDS instance. So what is RDS instance? Amazon Relational Database Service is a web-based service that makes it easier to set up, operate, and scale a relational database in the AWS cloud. It provides efficient, resizable capacity for the industries. So these are the features which is cost effective, resizable. Inscript your database through the keys management service. It is durable. It also provides data consistency and data flexibility. So to create an RDS instance, choose a database engine. RDS supports several popular database engines, including MySQL, Oracle, SQL. So here I choose MySQL. Then configure your RDS instance by appropriate settings for your workload and compliance. Create an RDS instance so that it is closest to your region. So here I create instance named as MyDB. Then to connect your RDS instance, you can use MySQL Workbench. So here I successfully made the MySQL connection. So you can also insert some data in your databases. I insert table which is showing various hardware, plywood type, etc. So this is the reference which I used to complete this task. Thank you.
Okay. Are there any more presentations?
No, sir.
Okay. See, the explanation was good. I would say your demo was really good, but in terms of explanation, you need to do more story type presentation. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That is again when you have RDS or when you have S3, you can start with why use RDS or why use S3. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Do some more in-depth research on these topics and say like what makes these things unique. Okay.
Okay, sir. I will do, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then we'll move on. Thank you. Lokesh.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, then after Lokesh, we have Prashanjit. Rutuja.
Yes, sir.
You have given presentation. You are
Yes, sir.
for
One more left
Kali
that-
Lex.
Yes, sir. I have completed that presentation.
You can start.
My screen is visible.
Yeah, it is.
So, hello everyone. My name is Rutuja Kadam. I am from DevOps group. My contact information is like my email ID is rutuja69@gmail.com, and task name is create a Linux instance on AWS EC2. So today's agenda is first one is introduction to the Amazon AWS EC2, setting up an AWS account, creating a security group. Fourth one is launching a Linux instance, and fifth, last but not least, accessing your Linux account. Introduction. So what is AWS EC2 instance? Amazon Web Services, that is AWS, is a cloud computing platform that provides a wide range of services to its users. One of the most popular services offered by AWS is Elastic Computer Cloud, that is EC2, which allows users to create and manage virtual machines in the cloud. In this presentation, we will guide you through the process of creating a Linux instance on Amazon AWS EC2. We will cover everything from setting up an AWS account to launching and accessing your Linux instance. So first step is setting up an AWS account. Before you can create a Linux instance on AWS EC2, you need to have AWS account. If you don't have already, you can sign up for free on AWS website. Once have signed up for an account, you will need to provide some basic information about yourself and your organization. You will also need to provide a valid credit card and bank account to pay for services you use on AWS. Second one is creating a security group. Before launching a Linux instance on AWS EC2, you need to create a security group. A security group acts as a virtual firewall that controls the traffic from your instance. You can create a security group for navigating to the EC2 dashboard on AWS website and selecting security groups from the left-hand menu. From there, you can create a security group and specify the inbound and outbound rules of your instance. Third one is launching a Linux instance. Once you have set up your AWS account and created a security group, you are ready to launch a Linux instance on AWS EC2. To do this process, navigate to the EC2 dashboard and select Launch Instance. From there, you can choose the type of Linux instance you want to launch, configure the Linux instance settings, and select the security group you created earlier. Once you have reviewed your settings, you can launch your instance and wait to become available. Fourth one, assessing your Linux instance. Once your Linux instance is up and running on AWS EC2, you can assess it using SSH. To do this process, you need to download SSH client from the PuTTY and use the public IP address to your instance to connect. Once you have connected your instance, you can use the standard Linux commands to interact with the instance and install any necessary software or application to use it. So here is my demo to create the Kali Linux account on Amazon AWS EC2. It will take some time to subscribe into the marketplace of AMI. So that was the demo. So references to create the Kali Linux examples, we have I have taken the references from these two YouTube videos. So conclusion. At the end, creating a Linux instance on AWS EC2 is a straightforward process that can be completed in just few steps. You can see it earlier. By following the steps outlined in this presentation, you can quickly and easily launch a Linux instance on AWS EC2 and start exploring the vast array of the services offered by AWS. Whether you are a developer, a system administrator, or just someone looking to experiment with a cloud computing, AWS EC2 offers a flexible and scalable platform that can meet your needs. So that's it. Thank you for your time. If you have any question, you can ask.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Okay, certainly it was better than previous one. Okay. For this one, we can't really have a study because this is like creating a Linux system. Okay. So we'll accept it. You will get scores for this one by tomorrow.
Oh, okay, sir. Sir, I have completed all the presentation.
Okay. You will get scores for all of it. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So Pyush Badgujar.
Yes, sir.
Other people who have given their presentation, they can leave if they want.
What's up?
Not to you. You will start your presentation.
Yes, sir. Sir, is my screen is visible?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So good afternoon, one and all. My name is Pyush Badgujar. I'm working as an intern in a Weather Limited, working with the web development team. Thank you for giving me this opportunity for presentation of all my tasks. So here are my few tasks. I have created a website of a doctor search. After that, I have assigned with a software requirement specification. After that, there is a task of a JavaScript and its principle. After that, operators in JavaScript, and the last one is a REStful web service. Okay, so the first task one is a doctor search website. In this website, we have to develop uh, a website which find a doctor near me with a specialized application of them. The objective of this task is to understand the Figma designing of web applications, and we can able to export of the Figma designs in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript using the Anima and other applications or plugins. So here is the how my website look like. The first section was in a designing part, and the another section is a development and PHP part. So the first task is in a creation of a design on a Figma app. Along with the Figma, there is an plugins like a Teleport HQ, which converts our all designs and export it into HTML and CSS code, which can reuse and develop more functionally with a VS Code or any other editor. After that, moving for a PHP and deployment. So the PHP I have used in a backend. You have given in a reference video. From that, I have learned few of the PHP which I have used in my website. There are a few requests like a get and post request. And for deployment, I have used an Infinity Free, which is enable a web service for free. By the conclusion, in this website, I can able to create a database testing with a Postman, PHP, and learning with the Figma app. So here is my website link. I can showcase it. Sir, is my demo is visible?
Yeah, this is.
Okay, so here is my website look like doctor search website. And here are the few our services and links and are there. Whenever I click on a search, okay, so I have get all the doctor which I have used in a database of MySQL. When if I press here Pune, then I will get a doctor which are in a residence of a Pune. Like that, this website works. Okay, so moving forward, we have to develop a master application for our client. To process with the task, we need to understand what we have to do in this website or app. Okay. So we have to develop an understanding first of all, and after that we have to develop a documentation that whatever steps or milestone or what we have to face in the few months or time and all things. So this is the understanding. So in this task, we have to understand what actually we have to develop in this our task and document creation. I have shared a document on a Trello, and our understanding should be reflected via our documents. So this is how our flow chart is. Whenever the people comes in, he will book an appointment, he will register himself. If he wanted to join, he can join. He should fill his form. After that, the data gets stored. After that, billing and packaging, body measurements, daily reports, and this is whole will be circulated. If he don't wanted to join, he can exit too. Okay, and after completion of a package, if he wanted to join, he again go to billing back section, and he can discharge too. So this is the flow chart. This is the basic working of what the process should be work like in our app. We can develop in a software via proper understanding and by use of a flowchart, so it can be easy to understand the process and how it is work. So the task number 3, the introduction of a JavaScript and its core principle. In this, we will learn a basic JavaScript, understanding its syntax and structure, and how JavaScript work in our browser, and we can create an interactive pages with it. So in this task, you have shared that we have to do an input page for a user, then an event listener, then a conditional statements, and loop should be performed to perform such repetitive task and all. So for a repetitive task, I have developed a clock which trigger for a 1 second each second. So it is performing like a repetitive task is there, so it can handle it. After that, there is an event listener task is also whenever the person enter the text, then it will get an reflect or changes after hovering effect and all. I have developed this, and whenever the task whenever the text is enter, then it will get reflect our website too. So this is how then it is in a simple task for a JavaScript. Here is my GitHub link, and I have posted it over there. I can able to understand from this work, that how to create an response with an JavaScript. Again, the next task is of a JavaScript. In this task, we can learn a variable operator used in a JavaScript. I have used in a logical operator and arithmetic operators to perform the variable task, like in a simple addition, subtraction, multiplication, or a or and like that task. So develop an understanding of an operators and variables, get to know about more about data types, and develop a strong foundation about a JavaScript. So the outcome from this work is I have used an data types variable operator in my website. I have created a web page which I have used in a variable with some logical and arithmetic operators, so it can perform well. So wait, I will share it, showcase. Yes. So here it is. If I enter in a 10 and a 17, if I perform an addition operation, then it get add multiplication operation, then it is multiplying the number. This is an arithmetic operation, that is an logical operation. 0 and 1, if I press and add like an equal to operation, then it is gives and false and all. So this is how it works in a JavaScript too. Okay, moving ahead for the last task. So the last task is of developing a REStful web service using a Spring Boot. In this task, I have to perform it with a Spring Boot. I exposed to the Spring Boot and how the Spring Boot works like that. The Spring Boot is like in a Java framework. It develop in a web page and microservice with a Spring framework, faster and easier. Web applications are like an REStful web services, like put request is there, post request, get request, update, delete, and all. This simple task I have performed in this website. I have to also test it with the Postman service also. I have tested it and I have learned about the Spring Boot shortly, and I have developed its testing website for a few items like an update, put, delete, and all. So this is how my Postman work is like that. I have used a local host and I have a few items assigned it with it already. And after update section, I can able to update it and it get reflected over my website. So this is how the Spring Boot I have used to develop in a web service and able to test it within a Postman service. Thank you so much. That's all from me.
And I hope you're done with your presentations.
Yes, sir.
See, work on your presentation skills. Okay, try to do more in-depth presentation, I would say. See, demos are fine, but it was not quite in-depth. Okay, try to do more in-depth presentation. Other than that, it was fine. Okay, so we'll move on. I think Pyush. Okay, we'll move on. So Vivek Kumar Gautam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Are you available? You said you have some quiz on.
Yeah, sir. My exam is rescheduled at 4 p.m.
Okay, please then continue.
Okay, sir. Sir, my screen is visible, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. So good afternoon, sir. I am Vivek Kumar Gautam from Java Developer Group. This is my task. This is my pending presentations, which is the seizure cipher technique, and it is the part of DRDO cryptography and crypto analysis. So first we move the forward. First we require to the see the some important point related to this task. First is the plain text. Plain text is nothing but it is a message to be communicated, and second one is a cipher text. Ciphertext is a disguided version of plain text, and encryption the process of turning plain text into ciphertext, and decryptions the process of turning ciphertext into plain text. And the cryptology is the study of encryptions and decryptions, and cryptography is the application where we study about the cryptology. And this is the example of Caesar cipher techniques. Like in the image, first row denotes the plain text and second row denotes the ciphertext. So basically method is the ciphertext is obtained by the shifting the original letter by n position to the right. In this example we can see, we see the here is the A becomes D after shifting 3 right, and B becomes E, and X becomes A, as so on. And this is the example of encryptions process is the suppose we have a we have a string like this is the my name Vivek Gautam, and by shifting the 3 to the right, then I found the my name is will change the YLYHN according to the my name. And after this is the example of decryption process. I have taken the ciphertext WJYZWS YTGEXGFXJ, and I have used here the shift. In decryption process we shift the left because we do the vice versa of the encryption. So here is the shifting number. I have taken the 3, so I have find the plain text is returned to the base. And this is the math behind this process. It can represented using modular arithmetics, like assume that A is equal to 0, B is equal to 1, and so on, Z is equal to 25. Then the encryption process can be represented as this is the mathematical formula, like Ex is equal to X plus K mod 26. Here X is nothing but the string which I want to encrypted, and K is the number of shifted. And here is the decryption process mathematical formula: Ex is equal to X minus K modular 26. Minus is here because the we shift the left, and here 26 nothing but there are 26 letter in English alphabet, so I have written and let's see the I have implemented the code. This is the code I have implemented, and this is the main method. I have here taken the string as an input. Then I have taken the number of shift, how many I want to shift the alphabet right or left. Then this is the method of the encryption data, total function encryptions. And this is I have taken the encrypted string. Firstly we put the null because I want to add according to the how many numbers I want to shift right. And uh, second one is the decryption data method. This is I have also taken the input as a string and a shift key, number of key, because both are required for our requirement. And so let us run the and see the demo. So here let I have taken my name VIVK, and after entering it is I have required to enter the number of shift I want to. Let I have entered the 5. Then I receive the encrypted data will be ANAJP, and decrypted data will be Vivek. Same vice versa. Thank you. That's all about my this presentation. Sir, I have another pending presentation. Can I give?
How many pending presentations do you have?
Sir, one is pending and one is I have completed yesterday. So both are pending, sir.
Okay, we can do both of them.
Yeah. So yeah, sir. This is my pending presentation, which is nothing but developing a RESTful web service. So this is the content, and first we see the introduction. A RESTful web service are based on the HTTP methods and the concept of REST. A RESTful web service typically defines the base URI for the service type XML, text, JSON. XML and JSON nothing but it is a simple text language. And here is the operational method like post, get, and put, delete. and see the what is the HTTP. HTTP stands for the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and WW is about communication between web clients and server. And we can see the in the image, here is the browser, or we can say the client, and this is the server. And it is the HTTP. HTTP request means when the we send the request any, then it is the form of the JSON or HTML or XML. So according to this, it is the response to the our browser. And the second one is the what is the REST. REST defines a set of architecture principles by which you can design web service that focus on a system's resource, including how resources states are addressed and transferred over the HTTP by a wide range of clients written in. See the in the image, this is the client send a request, which is the JSON. JSON means type of language or a type of HTML, like what is the type of language messages are there. So this is the get, post, put, delete are nothing but it is a HTTP methods. And this is the server. A server will respond according to the request of the clients. And this is the REST web service characteristics. First is the client server. A client server, a full based interaction style, consuming components full representations. And second one is the name resources. The system are comprised of resources which are named using a URL. And another one is a uniform interface. All resources are accessed with a generic interface like HTTP. HTTP is a type of method which is get, post, put, and delete. And this is the architecture of RESTful web service. This is the browser, and this is the HTTP request, like we want to put and delete, and another I want to add, then this is the request, HTTP request. And this is the according to the request, this will be the response. And this is the application also like a message, XML, JSON, and HTML text. It will send the request, then our server will respond according to the request. And this is the advantage. And advantage is nothing, is a scalable component interactions and general interfaces and independently deployed connectors and reduced interaction latency and strength in security. And another one is a safe encapsulation of legacy system. And another is the separate server implementation from the client's perceptions of resources. And another is the enables transfer of the data is streams of unlimited size and type. This is the disadvantage. Some disadvantages found. First, it sacrifices some of the advantage of other architectures, and it is stateful interaction with an FTP site, and it retains a single interface for everything. So here is the difference between SOAP versus RESTful. REST clients submit request to the web service as the HTTP request. HTTP request is nothing, it is a type of method like get, put, and post, and delete. And SOAP is the client submit request in form of XML. XML is a type of a message. And this is the conclusion. Conclusion is service oriented architecture can be implemented in different ways, and the general focus is on what where architecture gets the job done. So the decision of which to use depends entirely on the circumstances of the applications. Thank you. And sir, I have implemented the code on the STS tool, and this is the I have implemented. First is the I have written the controller, because controller is important. Controller is take the request, all what is the client send the request, then controller will accept all the request. And I have created some classes, service classes, because when the controller accept the request, then it send to the service. Then service according to the database, if I want to fetch the database, then service will respond according to the request. So these 2 and 3 are the our classes, and let us run the code. So so this is the successfully running and no error is found. And if we want to see the how each response, how we can say the how we can send the request, then I have required to use the Postman software. Postman software is nothing but where we can send the request. Like if here I have chosen there is many methods are in the available in the Postman. I have chosen the get. I want to fetch anything like I want to home page. So I simply written the local host, and this is the 80880. It is the port number, and I have slash home. Then I send the enter. Then it is find the welcome to the courses of application. I have written only this on the home page. And if I want to the any course details, then I have simply slash and written the courses. Then I have faced the here is the course ID and title and what is the description of the course. And according to this, I will do anything: delete, post, put, patch, delete, copy, and anything we can do easily. So thank you. That's all about this presentation. And sir, I have another this is current my present current task I have done yesterday. So can I present, sir?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sir. This is the firstly the project name is stock trading applications, and we have required to the overview of this project. Basically, our task name is the overview of a project of synopsis. So this is the content. First, I have written in the slide what is synopsis. Firstly, we have required to know the moving forward. We have before required to know the synopsis. A project of synopsis is a brief summary of or outline of a proposed project. It is typically includes the key objectives, methodology, resources required, and outcomes of the project. So let's start the what is the stock trading application. A stock trading application in Java is a software application that allow users to trade stock and manage their portfolio. Here we can buy and sell the stock, and it can also provide tools for technical analysis and portfolio management. So this is the question in our mind: why stock trading application? Why we use? So a stock trading application is designed to provide investors with an efficient and convenient platform to buy and sell stock. Here is the some reason why we choose the stock trading applications. First is the accessibility. A stock trading application provides investors with access to the stock market. We can use these applications from anywhere. We have required only the internet. Second one is the real time information. Stock trading application is provide the stock prices, news, and other important information, which is uh, which is make which is make informed trading decision based on up to date market data. And it is the lower cost because many stock trading application offer lower fees compared to the traditional brokerage firms. And it is user friendly interface. Any new users can easily use this and especially helpful for new investors who are just starting out. And this is the aims and objective of the my task stock trading applications. It provide a user friendly platform for investors to buy and sell stock. Anyone can buy and sell the stocks easily, and it is offer real time stock quotes, charts, and news to help users to stay informed. And it allow users to create a customized watch list to track stocks of interest. And it is offer account management functionality. We can check our balance, we can see the our performance, and we can manage our portfolio. And another is it is ensure that security and reliability to protect user data and transactions. And it is deliver a seamless and convenient experience that enables users to manage their investments from anywhere at any time. It is provide customer support to assist users with any issues or questions they may have according to the this, and help users achieve these investment goals and grow their wealth over time. This is the methodology how we can create how we can create a stock trading applications. This is the first is the design the user interface. Firstly, we have required to the design the user interface. What is the text, what is the boxes, what is the buttons, and what is the menus, And after the designing, we have required to the implement the user interface. We can implement user interface by using JavaScript. JavaScript is nothing but it is a GUI, graphical user interface. This is nothing, it is a framework. And after the implementation, we have required to the connect to the API because we want to real-time stock data. So we have required to connect to the market API. We can connect to some example of market API available like Alpha Vantage and Yahoo Finance, and one another is available like IEX Cloud. And another one is after connecting the market API, we have created data model because we want to store all data. So we have required to the created data model. And after the creating data model, we have required to implement the business logic. For implement the business logic, we have required to the write the code that implement the business logic of the application. This includes like buying and selling stocks, calculating profits and losses, and generating reports. It is very helpful for the clients. And this is after all things, we have required to the test the applications because we want to make our applications is faster. So we have required to test the applications. After completed the implementation, test the application thoroughly to ensure that it works as expected. And after testing, we have required to deployment. So for deployments, once testing, then application can be deployed to a production environment. Like it is include the setting up servers, configurations, security settings, and installing any necessary software. After deployment, we have required to maintenance. Maintenance is very required because how we can see how we can know the users is using this is very friendly or not. So maintenance is required. So we have for maintaining, we have put the and feedback. From feedback, the user give the feedback, this feature is good or not. We have required to add any new features. So this is very important for stock software required to the develop this requirement with a multi-processor and at least 8 GB of RAM is available on the computers. And it is there is a high-speed internet connection with low latency and high bandwidth to ensure that fast and reliable data transfers, and monitor with high resolution to display multiple windows and charts simultaneously. And the software requirements is the operating system may be any Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. Anything will be available. And integrated development environment like IDE, we can use Eclipse, IntelliJ IDEA, and NetBeans for our code. And here is the JDK we have required for the run the Java code. And we use the backend, we use in backend Java for backend, and also use for front end is JavaScript, nothing but a GUI. And after this, we have hello.
Yeah, you can continue.
Sorry, sir. I have lost the internet.
Yeah, you can continue.
Yeah, sir. I have here. So,
I think it was next time. Yeah, it is correct. Hardware.
yeah. Okay, sir. Hardware records, sir. At least we have 8 GB of RAM required for the developing the applications. And high speed internet we have required and monitor with high resolution to display multiple windows and charts simultaneously. And software required, we can use any software like Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. And I have used to required IDE for coding, like Eclipse, IntelliJ IDEA, and NetBeans. And another, I have used the JDK for the run the code. And another, for backend, we have used the Java, and for frontend, we use the Java Swing. Java Swing is nothing but a GUI. And I have used the database management system for store the managed data applications. Here I have used the MySQL language. And such a server we have required, such as the available server is Apache Tomcat and JBoss to deploy and run the applications on trading API. And sir, this is the contribution of the stock trading applications. So first, we improved the access. A stock trading application provides investor with real-time access to the stock market from anywhere in the world, and convenience is required. So a stock trading applications allow investors to buy and sell stock and manage their portfolio from the comfort of their homes or office. We have required only the efficient network, high-speed network, and it is the lower cost compared to the traditional brokerage firms. And education, many stocks trading applications offer research, news, and analysis tools that can help investors learn about the stock market and make informed trading decisions. And this is the increased competition. The rise of stock trading application has increased competition in the brokerage industry, leading to the lower cost. Because of lower cost is increased the competition, many users can use and easily cost and many less cost, and it is improved the service and greater innovations. This benefits investor by providing more options and better servers. This is the conclusion. A stock trading application can be a valuable tool for investors looking to participate in the stock market. Anyone can easily can easily use these applications with real-time access to the market, lower cost, increased convenience, and educational tools. Investors can make informed trading decisions and achieve their investment goals more effectively. Any question and answer, feel free to ask. Thank you.
I hope you are done with both of the presentations.
Yeah, sir.
Is there any more presentations?
No, sir. I have not any pending presentation.
Okay. See, work on your presentation skill, because I can see that mostly you are reading from the slides. Okay. Don't do that. Make it more, make points more smaller. Okay.
Yes,
make
sir.
them one liner. Make sure all of your points are not more than one line, and then explain it. Okay. Don't just
Okay.
have a lot of text in it and just read it from there. Okay. So work on that part. The content was okay. Okay. Although we need more in depth, like how you will develop it. We want to know the development cycle. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So work on that. Do more in depth research. Other than that, it was okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and demo was also good for this Springboard.
Okay, sir, can you check any pending presentation is available? I have not remember, sir. Sir, can you check?
No.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll move on to next question. You can
Sir,
start this question. Yeah.
ओके सर, एक चीज सर, मैं नए टास्क पे क्लिक कर सकता हूँ? क्योंकि मैंने इस ये जो प्रेजेंट अभी किया है लास्ट में, ये अभी परसों मतलब कल ही खत्म किया है इसको, तो मतलब न्यू टास्क पे क्लिक कर सकते हैं सर? ओके सर.
Okay, I believe last question is percentage Samantha. Hello, Prasenjit. Okay, then we will take a break for 10 minutes. Then we will start at 1:15. So you guys can also take break and then join at 1:15.